Welcome to Animal DNA, our extraordinary expedition through the animal kingdom. We'll explore the unique traits and characteristics of animals of all kinds, how species relate to one another, and ways in which they survive and thrive in their diverse environments around the planet. And so our journey begins. Today, we will talk about some of the strangest and most unique animals in the world, such as the giant Komodo dragon, the platypus, the silk moth, and other creatures that seem straight out of a science fiction story, but that exist here on Earth. We begin with the platypus, which is native to Australia, Tasmania, and nearby places. It is considered one of the strangest animals in the world because, despite being a mammal, it has a duck-like beak and fish-like fins adapted for aquatic life. A truly unusual combination. In addition, it has a venomous ankle spur, making it one of the few venomous mammals on Earth. The platypus lays eggs, but they do not hatch immediately upon laying. Although, the eggs only exist outside of the mother's body for a relatively short period, about 2 weeks, during which the mother incubates them in a nest. Upon hatching, the chicks drink milk produced by the mother. Adult platypuses range between 16 to 24 inches long, with the tail representing almost half their length. The average weight of a platypus is about 2 to 5.5 pounds. Males are typically slightly larger and heavier than females. Platypuses possess dark brown and thick fur. They have a waterproof coat of short, dense hairs that helps keep their bodies dry when in the water. Their bill is flat and wide, like a duck's bill, and it is covered with electrosensitive receptors that allow them to detect electric currents produced by the muscles of their prey underwater, making them capable hunters. Their tail is flat and broad, like that of a beaver. These tails are an essential part of their anatomy. It helps them swim and provide stability in the water. Platypus's short legs end in webbed feet, which also make them good swimmers. Sharp claws are used for digging burrows and holding prey. Now, let's turn our attention to another amazing creature, the imposing Komodo dragon. A member of the Virangidae family, the Komodo dragon is considered the largest lizard species on Earth, reaching up to 10 feet long and 200 pounds. Their sense of smell is particularly acute, while their sight and hearing are somewhat more limited. They sit comfortably at the top of the food chain and are the reigning predators of their ecosystem. The oldest fossils found in Australia date back to 3.8 million years ago and stand out for being similar to the Komodo dragons we know today. Nowadays, this giant lizard can only be found on 5 volcanic islands in southeastern Indonesia: Flores, Gili Montan, Komodo, Padar, and Rinca. They are most active during the day, although they also take advantage of the night to hunt, and these carnivores are mighty hunters. Fast and powerful, Komodo dragons can run up to 12 miles per hour. Though the land is not the only place these animals thrive, they are also fast swimmers and can dive up to 15 feet deep. Komodo dragons hunt by ambushing their prey, including large prey such as deer, water buffalo, and goats. They also eat carrion, meaning animals which are already dead. Komodo dragons have venomous saliva that acts quickly, lowering the blood pressure and promoting blood loss of their prey until it enters shock and cannot defend itself or escape. These huge lizards can sniff out their prey from up to 2.5 miles away. Once spotted, they move quickly, biting their prey and waiting for the venom to facilitate their work. When Komodo dragons eat, they eat everything, leaving nothing to waste. For this reason, after a kill, they don't need to feed again for days. Komodo dragons typically lay eggs in the fall, as many as 20 at a time. The eggs are incubated in a nest for 7 to 8 months. New hatchlings, though vulnerable, can immediately survive on their own, primarily staying up in trees to avoid predators. Around 8 or 9 years old, they mature and and can have a lifespan of 20 to 30 years. Komodo dragons are included in the Red List of the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources and are classified as vulnerable among the world's most threatened species. Now, we'll go much smaller and take a look at the tiny glass frog. These tiny amphibians measure about 2 inches and are popularly known as glass frogs because of their almost transparent skin on their abdomens, which exposes all their organs. You can literally see their insides, even heart beating. Glass frogs live in Central American and Amazonian forests, primarily in trees, where their transparent skin helps camouflage them on the leaves. Another mesmerizing animal is the Bombyx mori, or domestic silk moth, which is native to China, though it is no longer found in the wild. In its larval state, this creature is known as a silkworm and is a primary producer of silk commonly used in textiles. It has been entirely domesticated through sericulture, which is the practice of breeding these silkworms to make silk. These silkworms have been bred for over 5,000 years in China, and the practice has spread to many other countries. In other cultures, silkworms are eaten as snacks, street food, or in other dishes. But their primary use by humans is their silk, which is produced from the fibrous fluid expelled by the caterpillar's salivary glands. Typically, the size of Bombyx mori silkworms can reach a length of about 3 inches before they spin their silk cocoons and transform into moths. Let's dive into the deep sea to meet the parrotfish, a member of the family Scaridae. These colorful fish live in the Atlantic, Indian, and Pacific Oceans. Parrotfish is the popular name for 83 species of fish that inhabit tropical reefs in various parts of the world. They are beautiful creatures, primarily because of their striking coloration. A defining physical characteristic is their jaws, which are shaped like a parrot's beak. Parrotfishes are relatively small to medium-sized fish, with most species ranging from about 8 to 24 inches in length. However, some larger species can reach up to 4 feet in length. We'll be right back with more Animal DNA. We're back with more Animal DNA. Let's see if you can answer this trivia question. From which countries does the colugo originate? A. Brazil and Venezuela. B. Portugal and Spain. C. Malaysia and Philippines. D. Angola and Tasmania. If you answered C. Malaysia and the Philippines, you got it right. Many animals in the world could be considered strange or unusual due to their unique characteristics, interesting behaviors, and surprising physical aspects. Let's dive in and meet some more. Like the oxalotl, a type of aquatic salamander that can regenerate its limbs and internal organs. Or the narwhal, a medium-sized toothed whale with a long spiral tooth on its head that can reach up to 10 feet long. These whales are found in the Arctic Ocean and parts of the North Atlantic. The ocean sunfish is one of the largest fish in the world. With a rounded body and moon-shaped fins, it can grow up to 11 feet long and weigh more than 2 tons. This intriguing bony fish lives in temperate and tropical waters worldwide. These are just a few examples of strange animals. Each of them is unique and has an evolutionary history and place in the ecosystem. Let's take a closer look at some specific species. Markhor of the Western Himalayas, also known as the Indian wild goat, are magnificent animals that live in the arid and mountainous regions of countries such as India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. The largest males can weigh more than 220 pounds. Their enormous corkscrew-shaped horns can exceed an astounding 5 feet in length. The naked mole rat is native to Kenya, Somalia, and Ethiopia. Their strange-looking appearance comes from their naked skin, which is almost hairless, wrinkled, and generally pink. They do have sensory whiskers on their faces and tails, and hairs between their toes, which they can use to sweep dirt. And there's a lot of dirt to sweep, as naked mole rats spend most of their lives in tunnels up to 7 feet deep, where they live in colonies. While they're not big animals, just about 5 inches long, there's nothing small about their teeth. These protruding incisors are used for digging. Another big thing about the naked mole rats? Their life expectancy. In fact, they have the longest life expectancy of all rodents. General lifespan is 10 to 30 years. Truly amazing for a rodent. Another fascinating creature, the North Sulawesi babirusa, lives in Sulawesi and nearby islands in Indonesia. These pig-like animals can weigh over 200 pounds and have large tusks, which are actually their oversized upper canine teeth. As they develop, these teeth find no outlet and pierce the skin, giving the babirusa a truly unique appearance. Speaking of unique facial characteristics, take a look at the star-nosed mole. This strange creature inhabits humid regions of the United States and Canada. It can be seen on the banks of rivers and lakes. And like its name suggests, its main feature is its star-shaped nose. The 22 fleshy tentacles that form its nose are super powerful sensory receptors, capable of sensing electrical activity in other animals, namely its prey, like aquatic and terrestrial insects, worms, small amphibians and fish, and other animals. This super nose especially comes in handy, as the star-nosed mole is functionally blind. Armadillo-girdled lizards are small lizards found in South Africa. Their bodies, typically about 5 to 6 inches long, are covered with spiny scales. Their name comes from their defense position. When they feel threatened, they protect their soft underbelly by biting their tail and curling up like an armadillo. We'll dive deep, very deep, to find the goblin shark, which looks like it might be from outer space, but actually inhabits various seas around the world, mainly the waters around Japan. The goblin shark is sometimes called a living fossil, which is appropriate given that its lineage is roughly 125 million years old. It lives in medium and deep waters and can be found at staggering depths, over 3,000 feet. Its frightening appearance is primarily due to its protruding jaw, which is only attached to the skull by cartilage. This jaw moves forward when the shark strikes. Fortunately, considering the depths at which it lives, the goblin shark is not much of a threat to humans. Up in the skies, the magnificent frigate bird inhabits the Atlantic coast of North and South America, from the United States to southern Brazil. The most curious aspect of these seabirds is their inflatable skin pouches, called gular sacs, which are exclusive to males. During the breeding season, males inflate their gular sacs to attract the attention of females. We'll be right back with more animal DNA. We're back with more animal DNA. Let's see if you can answer this trivia question. Velvet ants are not actually ants. What are they? A. Flies. B. Bees. C. Wasps. D. Mosquitoes. If you answered C. Wasps, you got it right. We'll need a magnifying glass to see the peacock spider, which is a species of jumping spider endemic to Australia. At only about 0.5 millimeters in body length, these spiders might be missed, if not for their striking, colorful patterns on their abdomens. Males of this species have a brightly colored, vibrant fan-shaped pattern on their stomach that resembles a peacock when unfolded. This display is produced by scales on the male's underbellies. Some males can even change the color of their scales, which have three-dimensional reflective structures. The scales can reflect light and change from shades of red to green to violet in color. Another interesting feature of the peacock spiders is that they move by jumping rather than walking or running like other spiders. And can they ever jump? They can leap 40 times as high as their body length. Peacock spiders live on the ground and in leaf litter in coastal forests and shrublands. in the southwestern region of Australia. They feed on small insects, such as flies and mosquitoes, which they catch and kill with their venomous fangs. They have extremely strong vision, which makes them capable predators, stalking their prey and leaping onto them to deliver their venomous bite. Fortunately, their bite is not harmful to humans. Peacock spiders are threatened by habitat loss due to forest clearing and urbanization. Conservation efforts focus on forest preservation and education about the importance of these spiders in the ecosystem. It's time to meet another unbelievable creature, the proboscis monkey, which is endemic to the island of Borneo, found in Southeast Asia and countries such as Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei. It's known for its large and prominent nose, which is one of the most distinctive characteristics of the species. Males have a much larger nose than females, and their nose only gets bigger as they age. The nose is elongated and bulbous, with a downward slit that can be inflated and deflated. Although the nose appears exaggerated, it has been shown to play an essential role in communication and reproductive selection. These monkeys have dark brown fur on their backs, with light blue-gray fur on their stomach and limbs. The head and upper arms contain bright orange coloring. Males are larger than females, with an average body length of 30 inches and an average weight of about 50 pounds, while females are about 24 inches and weigh about half as much at 25 pounds. Proboscis monkeys are known to be semi-terrestrial, meaning they spend significant time on the ground. They feed primarily on leaves, fruits, and seeds, and can consume large amounts of food each day. The proboscis monkey is endangered due to habitat loss caused by logging and land conversion for agriculture. The tapir is a large mammal found primarily in Central and South America and parts of Asia. Tapirs are primarily herbivores, feeding on various vegetation, including leaves, fruits, and branches. There are 4 recognized species of tapirs: the Brazilian tapir, Baird's tapir, the Malayan tapir, and the mountain tapir. Tapirs are known for their distinctive appearance, a stocky body, short legs, and a long, prehensile snout. They range from 29 to 42 inches from foot to shoulder and weigh a hefty 500 to 800 pounds. Tapirs are social animals, often living in small groups or pairs. Tapirs are also excellent swimmers and can frequently be found in rivers and streams. Capybaras, also known as water pigs, are large rodents native to South America. In fact, the capybara is the largest living rodent in the world, weighing up to 140 pounds and measuring up to 4 feet in length. Capybaras have short, dark brown, thick fur that helps protect their skin from the sun and insects. They are semi-aquatic and are often found near water sources such as rivers, lakes, and swamps. Capybaras are social animals and live in groups of up to 20 individuals. They are herbivores, feeding mainly on grasses and aquatic plants. Sadly, many of these intriguing animals we've encountered today are threatened or endangered, primarily due to habitat loss and other human-caused factors. It's up to us to protect these unique creatures so they can continue to thrive for years to come. And with that, our journey has come to an end. See you next time on Animal DNA, where we humans decode all the secrets of our friends in the animal kingdom to learn more about them and a little bit more about ourselves, too.